Joining me right now in studio is our in-house tech expert, Kevin Richards, with the tech news of the week. Good to have you here.
It's always great to be here.
All right, let's talk about this because everyone was talking about it yesterday. That's why we chatted.
It was the big day. Absolutely.
Amazon.com created a new national shopping. They really did. I mean, they tried to. Now, some say it was successful, and others people are saying it wasn't as successful. What do you think?
Well, Amazon did a great job in getting the promotion, getting their marketing out there. Everyone was talking about it on social media. It's now July 15th will always be Prime Day, and that is in reference to Amazon Prime. And as we know, that's a software, or that's a service that you subscribe to for $99 a year. It gives you access to all their special 2-day shipping offers, 1-day shipping at discounted rates. You get access to music, videos, a lot of great things as part of Amazon Prime. And they're, of course, trying to promote that. They want to get you to buy in. That's the whole marketing concept. If you buy that membership, you are going to feel obligated to do all your shopping with Amazon. So that's what it was all about. And they said, we're going to it's going to be Christmas in July. It's going to be the best deals you can possibly find. Unfortunately, that did not turn out to be the case.
Why?
Well, we did some price shopping, and we found that Walmart was not going to be undersold. They said, you know what? You can come shop with us. You're going to get the same prices, and you're not going to have to be a Prime member. So Walmart took them on head-to-head. Best Buy got in on the action as well. And here's a good one. Best Buy wasn't necessarily always the lowest price. There was a $5 difference on a $2,000 TV. But guess what? Best Buy actually had the product in stock. You could pick it up that day, as opposed to Amazon, where you had to schedule the delivery for more than 5 days out. There were a lot of people online complaining, as they always do. That's the thing. We're never grateful as a society. We always have to find a way to complain. And so we did that. And, the biggest complaints were that the deals actually expired. There was a timer on these deals. You had to be online. You had to be paying attention. And if too many people took the deal before you got to it, you lost out.
Wow. So it was really a very limited situation, and that's what people were more upset about. Maybe next year they'll expand it a little bit.
I don't think it was too limited. And, there's some marketing guys out there who are saying, Amazon's really damaged their brand. Amazon did not damage their brand. Amazon got so much free publicity for the 3 days leading up to this event. It was huge.
All right, tell me about Facebook, because I know they made some big news, and I want to hear about that.
Facebook, yes, they have overshadowed Google quite a bit here. This is a big news story, at least in the tech world. Facebook is now the fastest company ever to reach a market valuation of $250 billion. That's a big deal because they beat Google to that number. They've beat every other company to that number. It's saying that Wall Street thinks there's a lot of value in this company. A lot of the value is placed on the number of users, the time they spend on the site, the amount of times they log into the website. Quite honestly, people are constantly out in public. If you see them with their smartphones, if you can, kind of glance over their shoulder and see what they're doing, they're on Facebook. So Facebook has really done an amazing job. I was talking to some political guys yesterday about building their websites and doing their social media. One of the things they all agreed upon is Facebook is oftentimes one of the primary methods that their potential voters use to get their news. That's because Facebook has created an awesome news feed.
A news feed. I'm not that aware of their news feed.
Well, newsfeed is what they call when you're scrolling through Facebook, that's what they call it.
Oh, okay.
That's what they refer to that as your newsfeed.
And because that's like a lot of people's postings and opinions and stuff like that. It's not,
it is, but that is
breaking news.
That is your personal newsfeed. That's why Facebook is really succeeding. Because they're trying to curate the content and give you things that are interesting to you. Now, that kind of leads into another story that I didn't share with you earlier. This one talks about, is the world coming to an end? Because on one hand, we have Facebook, and Facebook is only showing you things that it thinks that you like. It's showing you things that you agree with. It highlights friends that you interact with more than others, and it discounts the ones that you don't interact with very much. So that causes all of your opinions and all of your newsfeed to basically be the same opinion, same content, same theme.
Well, yes and no, because I was talking to you during the break, and this friend of mine who I had, who's a roommate of mine a long time ago, and I friended him after we haven't seen each other in like 40 years or whatever, and he's a monstrous lib. So when I post stuff, I mean, no, it's okay because he always comes back and he uses these irrational, emotional arguments, and I come back with logic and stats, and all the other people, of course, gang up on him, and he's moidalized. But I mean, I do have some libs out there.
But that's because you're active and you're willing to have those conversations. A lot of people aren't willing to engage in a public fashion on Facebook with somebody that they disagree with. And what that tells Facebook, it says, oh, okay, Alan is interacting with this friend, so I'm going to show Alan more information from this friend. Facebook doesn't necessarily know that you guys have differing opinions. It just simply says, oh, hey, look, these two interact with each other. They share information back and forth. I'm going to keep surfacing, this friend's information in front of Alan.
So they're allowing you to choose who you hear from in your newsfeed, basically.
Yeah, that's another piece of news. There's tons of news today.
Stay with me. I want to talk about that when we come on back also, all right? And then I got something else I want to share with you that somebody showed me this morning. You'll enjoy this. Kevin Richards, he's Tech News every Thursday, and glad you're here. I know you always show me these little things going on with apps and everything. Somebody showed me this app this morning. I just wanted to share this with you real quick. This is with Siri. And everybody knows Siri.
You're going to play with Siri live on air here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I think I know what you're going to do, but I'm waiting for it.
You do, really?
I have a little, I have a guess. I have an inkling. While you're doing that, one thing I forgot to mention about Amazon is the complaints about Amazon yesterday is that it was basically a garage sale.
A garage sale?
Yeah, it was a garage sale online.
All right. Siri, how tall is Bruce Jenner?
She's thinking.
Let me check on that. Okay, I found this on the web for what you're not real, a garage sale. All right, Siri, how tall is Bruce Jenner?
It took too much of your query. It was listening to us too long. Apple was listening in on our conversation, Alan.
Is that what they're doing?
That is not okay.
Is that what they do?
So you're going to ask Siri, how tall is Bruce Jenner?
Well, hold on a second. Yeah, let me try this. Siri, how tall is Bruce Jenner?
Let me check that.
Siri's checking.
Caitlyn Jenner is 6 feet 2 inches.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. See?
Siri is smart. Not referring to Bruce anymore. It's now Caitlyn. Even when you search for Bruce, she fixed it. That's awesome.
She already automatically goes over to it. That's right.
Well, and then another thing, Apple is on top of it. They're on top of these social issues. I was scrolling through all my little emoticons, those little smiley faces and things last night, and they've got pictures of families, and every type of family configuration you can have is represented in there. Moms, dads. It's all in there. Apple is all inclusive. Anybody can use Apple products.
Okay. What about group marriages?
I didn't see that one in there yet. Maybe they're behind the times. What are they doing over there?
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Cupertino guys.
Facebook, now letting you choose who you hear from in your newsfeed. Why are they doing it?
They want to make sure Facebook is smart. They want to make sure that you don't get bored of their product. That is the key thing. Once we get bored of using Facebook and we stop using it, the key of Facebook, the reason why it's successful is because of the users. If you don't have the users, you're not going to have any value in the company. So they're making sure they're constantly changing it. Oftentimes they change it and it annoys people, but it's on purpose, and it's designed to keep you interested, keep you engaged, keep you using it. Now, one of the big pieces of news right now is, again, Facebook always develops mobile first. And what that means is they develop products, they develop software and services and tools for use on your mobile device first, your smartphone. And so they came out with a new one. It's making sure that you have the ability to make sure you have a little bit of control over your Facebook newsfeed. So if you're using Facebook from your iPhone, you go into the lower right corner where it has the 3 little lines. That's actually called a hamburger, by the way, in design words.
All right.
And you click on that, click on where it says more. You scroll to the very, very bottom, and it will say News Feed Preferences. And that's where you're going to have the opportunity to prioritize who you see first. You can unfollow people that you don't want to hear from anymore. You can see who you've unfollowed and reconnect with them. And, of course, you can discover new pages like the Alan Stock page on Facebook.
So how do you get there again? You start from the beginning.
You go into your Facebook app, and in the lower right-hand corner, there's 3 little lines, and underneath those 3 lines is the word More. So you click on More, you scroll to the very, very bottom, you look for News Feed Preferences.
All right.
And it's kind of interesting. This is a remarketing. You've kind of always had this capability by going into your friends and just starring them. You can always you've always had the ability to do that. But again, this is a key thing to remember when you're using products online. If the product is free and you're not paying to use it, then you are actually the product. You are the data, how you use the software, the connections you're making on Facebook, for example, the friends you have. That is what it's really all about. So using this tool, you're telling Facebook, hey, I'm most interested in these people, and it's then giving you their information, but it's also telling Facebook, hey, here's how the social connections happen.
Okay. Something else I want to talk about briefly, because I've noticed this happening more and more. There are a lot of new websites trying to get you to pay to read their information, and they want for this time so much, not very much, or you sign up a buck or two for a month or whatever it is, but they want you to pay for it. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if that's the direction that we're going to be going in eventually on most of these sites.
I don't know. It's been tried before, and they got rid of it, and now I definitely agree with you. They're bringing it back. When you're on a website and you're looking at a news article, for example, and then suddenly a big ad pops up and it's a video and you're forced to watch it for 10, 15 seconds, whatever it is. That's actually called an interstitial, and the goal there is they're trying to make you watch that ad, and that's trying to monetize their website and give them some couple pennies in exchange for you reading that news article. I actually saw the LA Times. They're not only trying to do the interstitials, they're also doing the you're only allowed to view 5 free articles per month kind of thing. I
think New York Times is that also.
Yeah, there's a couple, and there's a couple different tricks. You can if you go to the news from Google has an agreement with these guys that if you go from Google to the LA Times or Google to Wall Street Journal, content that would normally be behind what's called a paywall is going to be visible to you. And that Google secured that. They said, hey, this is going to be a terrible search result. We can't link to you for this content if you're not going to let our viewers actually read the information. So that's one way to do it. There is another little more shady way if you wanted to keep reading those articles without subscribing.
Really?
There is. Have you heard of the incognito mode?
No.
Yeah, you can go to your browser, and it's called private browsing or incognito mode. And basically what it does is it turns off your cookies. It hides your browser information from that website. So then the website is unable to say, oh, Alan's been to this website 5 times already this month. I'm not going to let him view that article. It sees you as an anonymous user, and then, of course, isn't able to track you.
Kevin, can you just go in and delete the cookies and do the same thing, or no?
Oh, that's way, way more difficult, Rob. Way more, way more work than it's worth. That definitely works. You can clear your cache and go in there and delete all those cookies as well. But it's a lot easier just to turn on private browsing, and then you're not going to.
How do you turn on private browsing?
It varies based on the browser you're using. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome. It's usually up in the upper left. Whether you're on Mac or PC, it's going to be under the file category. Sometimes just look for how to do private browsing, and you'll find it.
I will. I've already got that down here. Private browsing. I'm going to try it when I get home. Wow. How cool. All right. Quickly, we've got a lot of time, so I want to ask this real quick. Last week, I know the New York Stock Exchange had an outage. Some people are saying that it was the very first cyber war starting. Were they actually hacked? What did you find out?
There's always it's always the world is coming to an end. Chicken Little is screaming everywhere. Turns out that it was just a software upgrade. I know you're a big fan of doing software upgrades on your iPhone and on your computers. So they did a software upgrade. It didn't work out as planned.
But you want me to do it, and they couldn't even do it in New York Stock Exchange.
I want you to constantly have the best technology, have the newest stuff, but I'll give you a pass. Maybe you can wait a week after it's been rolled out. That'll give you, give Apple the time to make sure they've got all the bugs worked out for Alan Stock, so you have a perfect experience.
Yeah, because I freak out when that stuff happens. Because
I'm aware of those freakouts. What we do is
we put all that stuff on, everything you've got on your computer. And if
everything's there, yeah,
screws up and blows up, we are SOL, which is sorely out of luck.
Well, that's why you back your stuff up, and that's why you call your friend Kevin on weekends and say, oh, my gosh, I just did an upgrade.
I've been there and done that. If people want to get in touch with you, how can they do it?
I own this little company called Ventura Web Design, so you can check out venturawebdesign.com. But, also the Alan Stock Facebook page is a great way to stay in touch with us also.
Okay, do that, or allenstock.com. And Ventura Web Design is on the right-hand side, that little category over there. So that's easy. All right, I appreciate you being here. We'll do it again next week.
Hey, absolutely. I'll be here.